Shonen.
Yes, rejoice everyone, it's time for Let's Talk Fate Grand Order. I am one of your hosts, Mordred, and with me as always is the Prophet of Mekon.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday.
Yes, it is definitely the holiday season. We will wish you our wellest and all that stuff, and I'm sure we'll do it again at the end of the episode. But for now, let's jump all that and jump on into our lovely Let's Talk Fate Grand Order, because in Fate Grand Order land, Christmas was done already. We've done all that. We're through.
Yep. Welcome to FGO, aka Keep Calm and Go to London.
Mm-hmm. And actually, now that I think about it, even the Japanese Christmas, I think, is... like, they just got, like, free quests and stuff left. The story's all done.
Yeah.
So, one question people might have, as we go to London, is, where the fuck is Ron? Right now, he's holed up in a cavern of salt.
Holed up in a cavern of salt in a galaxy far, far away.
And that's all we will say about that.
Mm-hmm. So, disclamation of spoilers. We will be talking about future and current events for both JP and NA. And while we try to avoid most spoilers, if you want a complete free experience, this is not the place. Also, a fair warning, this show can and will contain profanity and or sexual innuendo.
And now we'll see if the fact that YouTube can auto-transcribe will get us dinged for monetization on that.
I doubt it.
I don't know. I don't really know what their criteria is. I make, like, Star Wars videos sometimes, and they get up all of my business. Oh, you use the word fighter in your tags and description?
That's violent. That's violence.
What's this about bombers? Plastic spaceships, guys. Pew pew. Anyway, yes, that's what we're doing. And obviously, the spoiler warning's very relevant today, because we're going to be talking about our thoughts on the London chapter, which just released this week. So, if you're not 100% done with it, or you're kind of meandering your way through as it comes, because it is actually, we talked about this, but it is actually pretty AP intensive. You've got some sections which are like 5 or 6 pips deep, 18 AP a pop. So, I've used a couple apples.
I did too. I'm glad I have like 50 of them.
I think I still have over 60, because they gave us more.
Yep.
They keep giving us apples. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. But first, let's check... Excuse me. Sorry about that. I had pizza earlier. Anyway, let's check in with everybody's favorite Kohai, Mash, and give us all our latest tints and hips.
Senpai, 起きてください.
That's right, it's time for Wake the Fuck Up, Senpai, our regular segment for pro tips. Today's pro tip, once again, comes from our Discord. Good old Jubeforce. And that tip is... Lucky that's your cue, you wrote it.
Oh, okay. Skills are a dangerous game. You always gotta keep tabs on what you need for Ascension. This mostly comes from last week. I think everyone heard me screaming about how I lost my seeds. Probably lost them to skills. So... basically, I boned myself out of getting that final ascension for Saber Lily in time for Saber Wars. So
maybe.
I'm
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm a little bit of a pickle here.
Yeah, no. And I have actually applied this pro tip recently, because, as some of you might know, Mash needs Dragon Fangs for her skills, and she's gotten her 3rd skill with London. So obviously that's a question. But I have not been spending them on that, and it's good. Because of what we're about to talk about when we go to our next segment. I really need those fangs. Because goddamn Dragon Fangs. What the fuck? Hold on. We're going to do Records from the Throne, which is a regular treatment topic. But hold on, I'm going to stand up away from our microphone. Hopefully this sounds really good, because I gotta say this. Once you came home, everybody suck my dick! Suck my dick! That's right. I made a video of this, which all of you should check out if you want to see my literal live reaction, which was great. I probably should have kept the face camera on, but I didn't. But also that's okay, because I was, like, pacing around the room. I was so intense at the time, so I don't know how that would have looked. Me in motion. But yeah, so, London Banner came out. I had... Let's see, hold on. So 4 would be 120, right? Mm-hmm. So I think I had like 119, because I was left with like 29 quartz at the end. So I rolled 3 times. I also dumped like 5 tickets. the tickets were okay. They gave me the new 3 stars. I got Paracelsus and Babbage both off tickets. I also got some junk. But first row comes in, get some more copies of those guys. You know, I think, I don't know, it was definitely the second roll that Hector came in, and actually I can see what my roll from Mordred was like, because it's now my pinned tweet for some reason. Gee, I wonder why I would do that. But, yeah, okay. So the second one gave me 500 Year Grudge, which is the new 5-star CE. It gave me another copy of Prisma Cosmos, which is a 5-star CE. It gave me Mordred, it gave me Hector, who had been eluding me since Okeanos, and it gave me my new copy of Shroud of St. Magdalene, which is a 4-star CE, which I did not have. And I got another copy of, actually. I did pretty good, yeah. I also rolled in my second set, my third set, I should say, I rolled good old Fergus. Working on him, too, in the background, but obviously, my girl Mordred, she's the one getting all my Saber Embers right now. But yeah, that was real lucky for me. Unfortunately, Fran did not come home. That's a little disappointing.
The sadness is great.
4 stars continue to elude me. Oh, I did get a copy of Jekyll already, though, so that'll be good for NP later.
Oh, that's good.
Because, yeah. He's
I'll
alright.
explain my luck, what happened later. I think it's very interesting and somewhat ironic.
Yeah. Jekyll's alright. I had a lot of embers sitting around for that guy.
Nice.
Not much call to use him, though, unfortunately, because guess what? There are no writers in London. They're really whole hog on the new mobs thing. I think there was like one set of chapters where they brought back some skeletons, and even then, those guys were still lancers and sabers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our Records from the Throne. I got Mordred, the one character I literally wanted in the entire game. Now we must eternally wait for this summer with Summer Mordred to see if that works out. Because she's a 4-star, so I don't know. Will I still be 4-star cursed or not? We'll see.
In this summer to find out.
Yeah, and then obviously I stopped rolling even though I have more quartz. I got like 55 now. I stopped rolling because I'm waiting for London Part 2 banner, which will have Lancer Artoria Altar. Because I want some of that.
Dragon Mom effect is go.
Though at this rate, I'm going to roll freaking Tesla or something, and then I'm going to be like, well, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Well, you need all your gold archers.
It's true. I do have a lot of those guys. I'm real surprised Orion hasn't snuck up on me. As she is known to do. But alright, let's move into skeletograms, because we don't have a lot to talk about, actually. Because
I'll start things up.
The newsish items that we have kind of blend into free talk.
Yeah, but I'll start things off with a couple things going on in Japan here. The Japanese FGO Twitter hit 1.1 million followers, so 10 quartz for all you Japan players. Hooray! Yeah. By the way, the US one is at 28,000. So remember to try and follow them so we can get more goodies like Japan.
Mm-hmm. 30k might be a thing, but a better bet is like 50k. So let's get on that, guys. If they're getting like 10 quartz per 10,000 people, I know lots of people use Twitter. Lots of people have Twitter accounts. Creating a Twitter account's really easy too, because I made one that is specifically for the channel. In addition to my own personal Twitter. Like, it's not hard, guys.
Yeah. I'm saying, if the game has over 100,000 downloads, I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people.
Yeah, I mean, we're at 1 million downloads.
Are we?
Yeah, that's how we got Kentucky. Remember?
I thought that was just 100,000. Oh, well, maybe
that was 1 mil. We're still way behind Japan. Japan was at, like, 3 to 5 mil.
Remember, they hit 3 million in the first month. We actually looked that up.
So they were at, like, the 5 million mark by now. But, anyway. Hopefully we'll hit 3 million not too distantly. I know that their profits are way up.
One other new thing in Japan is they got a couple new interludes featuring Ishtar and Caster Gill. Both are quartz one. Which probably ties into something, which is called the Great Pharaonic Winter Festival thing. But all it gets is one Rider gem. Presumably Presumably, this is a lead-in to an actual announcement at the literal Winter Festival, but as of this recording, it is unknown.
Yeah, so Delightworks actually has a Winter Festival event that is a live event they do in person. So presumably they're going to actually announce something there, but as of the time we're recording this, they haven't said anything just yet. So the only thing that's out on the FGO news page is Ozymandias got you a Blue Rider gem.
Huzzah!
Praise. That's really all the news we have that's not rolled into other topics. Let's go ahead and transition over to Chaldea Frita, coming to you live from the reverse side of the world. So, major things.
What was it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, No, I was just about to say we have a lot to cover, so everyone,
this is a big one.
Yeah,
so we're gonna go through this at our best clip while still giving you the news, the business.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, they did Chaldea Broadcasting Station, which they kind of went back and forth on whether or not they pronounced it Chaldea or Chaldea a couple times. I'm not actually sure which it is. If it's actually a Greek root, which I think it might be, it's probably more grammatically Chaldea, but we've been doing this for like 17 episodes and nobody said anything, so we're going to keep saying Chaldea.
Yeah, I'm fine with Chaldea.
I mean, whatever. Linguistic drift. Nobody actually says, Gaius Julius Caesar anymore.
Heracles? No one says that.
Yeah, Hercules. Anyway, but they did their first inaugural stream to basically pre-hype London chapter. It went for about an hour. It was through Aniplex US's Twitch. They had a couple of marketing people from Aniplex there. They had Albert Cow, the localization director for FGO, and they had Erica Mendez, who is the voice actress of MASH in the Fate Grand Order First Order OVA, and also, they didn't mention this, but she's Jack the Ripper in the Apocrypha dub.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. That's what I heard. I could see it too with her voice, but yeah, I don't know for sure. I'm assuming Aniplex didn't mention it because maybe they're not responsible for that dub. Because it's through Netflix. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Question for the ages. Anyway, yeah, so, Lucky couldn't watch the stream live, so mostly I took notes and I watched it.
And I made my angst well known.
Yeah. And also, I'm not 100% sure they've done, like, a full VOD on their channel. There are clips, though, of every individual segment. I'm pretty sure they may have been made by fans, but I'm hoping they resolve that. Like, I'm sure they've got a YouTube channel. It can't be that hard to port that over. Now, I will say, I don't like to use this word often, but I will say there were a couple times where it was a little bit cringy.
Oh.
They were a little awkward sometimes. It feels like they weren't necessarily used to being on camera live like that so much. Like in an office. So they seemed a little stilted, like they weren't really relaxed for it, but maybe they were just having, first time doing a big stream jitters. I don't know.
I don't know. The way I kind of look at it is like these aren't people who are generally like put themselves in the limelight. It's not something like they go on and do like a bunch of interviews and stuff. It's literally.
Well, yeah. I mean, Albert Cow does all the panels and he does like Q&As after, but he was fairly well balanced out of them. It was just like some of the other. I think that like all of them together working was kind of sometimes a little awkward. Like they were clearly trying to work off like a printed off script for like their bullet points. Their producer jumped the gun a couple times with like some images and stuff. So that was funny. Like it worked, but so I think they got some. They need to smooth that out, get a little more practice in, but it's fine. It wasn't a huge deal.
Hey, first time for everything.
Mm-hmm. So Erica Mendez loves Waver, and she rolled him. So that's good for her.
That is very good.
There was a special video at the beginning from the Japanese voice actresses for MASH and Artoria, which actually involved them speaking in English through some of it.
Were they basically talking to the stream, like, or was it like...
Yeah, they were like, hello, I'm so-and-so, I play MASH Kiri Light, or I play Artoria Pendragon. And yes, guess what? She's not saying fucking Altria in Japanese. She pronounces it Artoria. Type Moon, get your shit together. But, they basically were like, hello, welcome to the first, English Chaldea Broadcasting System. And then they were like, So, it's very excited. We do this over in Japan. It's so good to see that the U.S. audience enjoys this. They joked about at the end about how they might get invited over to America now for guest spots, which I thought was funny, and also, I hope.
Please.
We hope. Yeah. So, they did like a commentary on all the four singularities that came first, where everybody was like, oh, blah, 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 what's your favorite? But it was kind of, that's why I say it was a little cringy. Like, that was very stilted. Like, it was very obvious there were 4 hosts, there were 4 chapters. So it was very clear, like, okay, you drew the short straw. You have to say Septim was your favorite chapter. Even though Septim is, I think, still the, not that it's terrible, but I think it's the worst received chapter out of all the story chapters.
Mm-hmm.
They also showed everybody on the stream's major team setups. Everybody on stream has, like, 3 SSRs. Some of them have, like, shitty leveling, because they're busy people with real jobs. But,
So don't worry, Drake, I'll get to you one day.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel kind of bad for Altera. I was working on her pretty solid. And then it was like, hold on, baby.
Up here's Mordred. It's like, sorry, someone...
Oh, shit, I got another saber.
Go sit in the corner.
I mean, she was already 46. Mordred only barely passed her to get her first ascension, so... It's not that big of a gap. They're both Bond 5 now, because holy shit, London gives so much Bond points, but we'll talk about that more later.
Mm-hmm.
We learned that nobody on stream can pronounce Skahawk.
I find it weird that I can pronounce Skahawk, but I think that's because I'm constantly listening to you.
Yeah, because I go out of my way. I'm like, don't fuck this up. It's really hard not to. But you just gotta say it out loud a few times, and you get used to it. They actually showed the London PV, the one that I think showed on, like, TVs in Japan. It was subtitled, but you got to see it. So that was neat. That was pretty good for their hype.
Yeah, I remember they showed the Okeanos one at a panel. So I was wondering when they were gonna bring it up.
So they actually showed it at the stream, and I hope they do that in future streams. They talked about each of the new major servants. They kind of introduced them all, who will be in the raid up. Here's everybody's favorite Mordred. And they talked about Fran, and how adorable she is with her little horn and all that stuff. And how, god damn it, she just won't come home, motherfucker. Anyway.
So, I just want to interrupt real quick here, because this is, like, mentioning Mordred just reminded me something I saw in my friends list. Because, Omega, you have the same guy.
Gib Mordred?
Yeah, Gib Mordred. Like, the guy, since I played this game, I had someone in my friends list whose username was Gib Mordred. And... So we finally get to London so they can roll for Mordred, and I see this guy and they changed their name to Y Mordred. So I'm assuming Mordred didn't come home for this guy.
Oh, it's too bad. I think I tweeted that guy. I took a screenshot and I tweeted, "This is a fellow man of culture." Actually, no,
like my heart goes out to this guy.
I really should put Mordred in my
really
support slot now that she's level 50 and she took
Yeah.
her hat off. I'll bet I'll get a lot of action off that. I'm expecting to see a lot of most used All and Saber soon. They joke that they've been baited by their own game that they've rolled on cruddy banners, which I thought was kind of funny. I'm like, how did you do this? They did a live dub performance with Erica Mendes as Mash. They had some lines. The highlights were her like saying senpai, or she said Gilgamesh is Zashu. She also did the Kaching line live, which was as adorable as you'd expect.
Oh, that's great.
In case you don't know what that is, I actually have that button.
Ka-ting! Ka-ting!
Yeah, it's adorable. It's great.
It's basically Mass saying, I'm not playing with
Quartz
super
fragments.
important... Yeah. Like,
You
not
get
at
it sometimes
all.
when you complete master missions.
Or you can just go into Mash's voice lines and listen to it.
It's all in there, yeah.
It's super cute.
Voice lines are great. So then they did some trivia to basically pad out some time before they did the actual news. But also it was interesting. So they, like, asked the chat questions. What I learned from this is that, holy shit, they have a lot of metrics on us on what we're doing.
Yeah.
They know a lot of stuff about us. So the node in Orleans, Fears, has been run over 1 million times for Dragon Fangs. Yeah. Ku is apparently the most popular rare or lower rated servant to Grail. Assuming they weren't false leads, the 3 choices were Ku, Kyo, and Arash. There was a lot of Stellas in the chat. Don't worry. I feel kind of bad. Kyo didn't get a lot of love there, but I don't know. Maybe she's not as popular in America. They also shilled Mona Lisa a little. You know, don't forget that Mona Lisa got to buy it. They joked about kicking people off their friends list if they don't have Mona Lisa. Please don't do that. It's kind of a dick move. Then we got to the actual news. So, number one, and now I'll say this, it wasn't popular, but it's important. Did returning master login bonus if you haven't logged in since 9/28. So if you're out there, and you're actually listening to our show, I'm not quite sure where you would if you haven't been playing, but if you're out there, and you haven't logged in since the end of September, for the duration of the campaign, assuming you log in 7 consecutive days, you get certain bonuses, which include extra quartz, summon tickets, apples, etc. Basically enough to get you caught up. You can make some rolls on the banner, you can get started working on your servants a little and catch up.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset because people were feeling that since they had been playing consecutively, they're not getting anything.
Yeah, I mean, you're already basically getting all these bonuses, I'm pretty sure. But at the same time, it is a little disappointing to hear, oh, we're having a major stream announcement, and we're gonna tell all the people who probably aren't here and who don't play the game every day, we're giving you a bonus.
Yeah, but I know that. But at the same time, if you think about it, if they haven't been playing since 9/28, that means they missed Halloween, they missed Gouda, they missed Christmas, plus like whatever quartz and whatever they got going up. So those people have missed a lot. So I actually don't feel that bad.
Yeah, no, they missed like 3 welfares. So it's not enough to replace what they haven't gotten, honestly. But it's fine.
Yeah,
the big news.
The
big news, they confirmed animation updates later this month. Guess what? This month's not very long, so yeah, I'm assuming next, like, Monday or Tuesday or something, whatever their next major, like, rollover day is, they're going to do that. They confirmed Saber Alter, Ku, Medusa, and Medea. They showed off their Noble Phantasm animations, but it's all their actual animations as well, which is pretty cool. It improves their sprites and their looks a lot, and that's really good. That'll round out the FSN crew, which I think is the first major block of updates that were given. There are a couple more that are later, but they're more spread out. Oh wait, no, Herc isn't done. Herc has the animation update that is not in yet. That was added later in Japan.
We're getting there.
Carmilla obviously has a motion update. We talked about that when it happened.
That one happened like really recently in Japan, though, so I'm not too buzzed about that.
But keep in mind, all these animation updates only happened like earlier this year in Japan. Oh, Robin Hood's the other one. Robin Hood got animation update with the CCC event. Oh. Which I'll be interested to see, because, well, for starters, he's a starting servant, so he's got generic as fuck animations, but yeah. So, yeah, there's that. All the info went on Facebook, the usual 10k likes, 2k shares, you get 10 quartz. I think we hit it before maintenance ended. Yeah.
And they gave it to us.
And they gave it to us right away, too. You got 30 quartz. Because guess what? Following in the esteemed footsteps of Mafia, is it Kijitaka? I don't remember his name exactly, because I don't watch the Japanese.
I just remember his name is Mafia something.
He is infamous as the host of the Japanese streams like this, and he busts out his rule breaker and is always giving people extra quartz. Albert Cow, our Lord and Savior, also hooked us up when he was like, I talked to Japan, and they said I could just give you 10 more quartz, and he gave us 10 more quartz. So we got the full 30 quartz, the full 10 roll. For the animation updates on Facebook, the London announcement on Facebook, and then just for the stream, boom, quartz.
I like to mention that Albert Cow has like a red hotline that just says Japan on it that you can just pick up.
Well, yeah, no. He's a localization guy, so he literally has to talk to Japan to do stuff. But I think it's funny that he just picks up his phone and he's like, yo. So,
Moshi Moshi.
Also, they both members of the marketing team and Albert himself on the localization team, they said they follow the subreddit and other stuff. They're following all our posts. They don't have like an official account to post on, but they track it, which I instantly thought, wait, does that mean they know we exist? Because we post on Reddit and have been doing so for several months.
Notice us, senpai.
Yeah, that'll be great. We get a street cred. We can do interviews. Our interview questions consist of, Mr. Cow, why are you so based?
Oh no, trust me, I totally have a pipe dream of going to Sakura Con and with them having a localization panel there, saying my name, and be like, "Oh yeah, you have that podcast. We listened to that," and I'll be like, "I die." Just it's going in the show notes.
Critical hit.
Yep.
Pierce Invul. Instant death. Quick, somebody drop a command seal. Anyway, so the general conclusion of the chat was Albert best waifu. Because he's given us more quartz. And then they said that more news in the next few weeks. So I'm presuming that's New Year's and other stuff, which we will be talking about later, because obviously, they... it sounded from the way he said that, and the way he talked about how he had to talk to Japan to get more out, and how they very heavily hinted the London Part 2 banner talking about... They didn't explicitly talk about Tesla and Lancer Artoria Alter, but they kind of hinted at them. It makes it sound like Japan wants them to play like some of the future events closer to the vest. Like, not give too much lead time. That's kind of how it sounded when he said that. I don't know for sure. I think that's a little weird, since obviously the wiki's like a click away, and we know that everything that happened in Japan, it's going to happen here. I don't know. But anyway. It sounded like there was a little bit more, into that. So that was the stream. It was pretty fun. I hope they do more. And especially because they give quartz, but also, I expect them to see that more and to maybe get a little more, ambitious and involved, and probably get more polish on there. Literally, this was just, they had a webcam. I assume they had, a computer running it with their producer on there to do, overlays. And it was 4 people sat on a couch in front of cardboard cutouts of Artoria and MASH with Santa hats on.
I want those cutouts. I saw them.
I mean, they're good cutouts. We've seen them before. Because we've seen inside their office. But yeah, it was just basically they were in a conference room in wherever Aniplex headquarters is.
Santa Monica, California.
Mm-hmm.
I actually looked that up because I got in a discussion with someone in a Discord about that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe they'll get, an actual, studio room, because I know that, Chaldea Radio, those regular streams with some of the people about FGO, they do it in, an actual studio room. The live streams, I think, are, actually out on, a stage-type setup for broadcast. So, hopefully, they're making a shitload of money on this game, so, hopefully they can up their production values a little next time.
Yep.
So, let's talk about what happened when that maintenance ended.
Yeah, so, it didn't happen immediately, but we did have our first major emergency downtime this week on the 20th. Now, I say major emergency downtime because this lasted 11 hours.
And it was 11 hours of unscheduled maintenance, with them constantly updating saying, maintenance will continue.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we've had a maintenance run a couple hours longer. We've had ones where we've been down for an hour and a half. Something that's really not that noticeable. But yeah, this as I said, so this was our major first, and I just feel that all the OG Japanese players were just going, feel our pain.
Yeah.
Because they like to remind people, back when FGO first came out in Japan, there was a lot of issues, and they got a lot of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
They also got a lot of quartz for it, too.
Yeah.
So, it's the scales there.
Yeah, so supposedly this issue was due to some players were having basically all of their CEs disappear. Their craft distance inventory, not their second archive, but their actual inventory was vanishing.
Mm-hmm.
And they reported some kind of server connection error when this happened, so it was a server-side thing.
Yeah.
And the trigger was really random. It looked like basically anytime you were doing something involving a CE and it connected to the server, it could cause a glitch. So, starting a quest, upgrading CEs, burning CEs, anything like that.
Yeah. As I said, so people were losing their entire craft essences, and people were making rolls again in Mordred, so people got really divided on whether or not they wanted a rollback or not, because apparently people think they can do that. They think they can do that. I don't know if they can actually do that.
Yeah, I don't know if they can do that, and I don't even think that they have to do that. Because, guys, here's a pro tip. You can sort your items by date acquired. So, guess what? The server knows when you got what. So, I'm pretty sure that they know what's in your inventory. The question is just, you would have to contact them and file a support ticket and say, hey, here's what happened to me, which a lot of people did. So, and actually, even though the unscheduled maintenance ended, several players were not able to log in right away while their accounts were being fixed.
Yeah.
So if you were affected, it's entirely possible you haven't been playing because they've been working on repairing it for you. And I don't know if those people got extra quartz specifically. I don't even know if they can do that. But, yeah.
But, yeah, so the community was very divided. And, like, I think, like, I found a meme great. It was Tony, it was, Iron Man and Captain America. One said, roll back. The other one said, no roll back. Then it just says civil. I'm like, yeah, that's how shit is right now. I said, like, I wasn't particularly affected because I didn't roll anything, and I didn't lose any of my CE because as soon as I heard of it, I just stopped playing.
Yo.
Mm-hmm. But interestingly enough, Japan had the same issue before of the crab heads disappearing. The main difference is when that maintenance ended, they got 60 quartz.
I think it probably was a bigger snafu in Japan because who knows how long their maintenance lasted, but also it might have been an issue where they didn't necessarily know that they were going to be able to fix it.
Yeah. But like as in all things, like many people on the North American servers were hoping for the same effect because you go into any of the community in here like on Facebook or Twitter and you just hear people just going quartz.
Apologems.
But this is where what?
And I said, and some appeared. We got 11.
Some appeared. We got 11.
Also
but this is where I tricked myself.
And then 5 more with the when they actually did like the regular scheduled server downtime.
Yeah,
to actually fix
that was
it.
like this. And we also got a little bit more for when they implemented a patch. I think we got like one other 2. Yeah. But like this is where I tricked myself because I got so hyped for like for this imaginary quartz that I decided if I got it, I was gonna roll on the gacha because I'm trying to save up so I can roll for Lancer Artoria and Tamamo later. But I'm like, I really want Fran.
I mean, Tamo's in the gacha right now. You can roll for her anytime, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I have to stack the odds.
Yeah, no, I see that. I don't necessarily would. I mean, there are lots of servants I want in the story gacha, but at the same time, I don't know if I want to go. Oh, well, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and so it's like, but I got so hyped that I basically got the itch to roll. So even though I didn't get the 60, I'm like, I want to roll. I gotta roll. It's like this is my drug now. I had to feed the addiction.
And how did this go for you?
It went phenomenal. Phenomenally wrong. So, like, all in all, I can't complain because in that one roll, I got 500-Year Grudge, Necromancy, Awakened Will, and 2 Clock Towers.
Keeping in mind, I rolled 3 times. I got a shitload of great CEs. I didn't get Awakened Will.
Yeah, so I literally got all the new CEs in one roll. I only got 1 servant. That was Robin Hood.
Motherfucker will sneak up on you.
Yeah. Then I got keys because what's a temple without some keys?
Oh no. See the keys is when you YOLO roll and you get keys, which is why I don't YOLO roll anymore. Every time I'm tempted to do that, I think, Omega, what happened the last time you did this? Oh right, you rolled keys. Save those tickets. Save that quartz.
Yeah. So it's like it's one of those things. Like, yeah, great. My CE luck is great as usual, but
oh my god, CE luck is so weird. Like I said, I rolled 2 copies of Prisma Cosmos. What the fuck?
Like one day, I'm actually gonna sit down and like chart out all the CEs I have, and you're just gonna understand like what the fuck is what the fuck is with this.
I'm pretty sure it was added like when Gilgamesh's banner dropped, but I got 2 copies of Shroud of St. Magdalene. Like, all of a sudden, they just decided to show up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What is this? But I rolled Mordred, so I can't complain. And I rolled everybody's favorite Uncle Fergus.
Yeah.
Who is the thumbnail for London because I didn't want to spoil Mordred. But I have spoiled it. But seriously, go watch the video, because I think it's... like, you're gonna be watching right there when I go, alright, blah, 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 the roll's not going so good. Oh wait, what's this? It's very sparkly. It's gold. It's a saber. What is it? It's Mordred. And then I yelled a lot.
Motherfucker.
Delicious.
I haven't really been that salty to Omega because I know this is something he's really been wanting, but at the same time, I'm just like...
Effortless. Effortless. Yeah. How much score did you spend on Tomo again? You smug motherfucker.
But
yeah, now we're going back. We're going back to the old days when I was the only one with an SSR, and it was John. And then you rolled Waver in the middle of an episode. So, by the way, the secret to good gacha is catalysts, prayers, and being on camera. Being recording. Though, I don't know if I said... I didn't say this on air, and I didn't say this in video, but I explicitly lured Mordred out. So when you get the Noble Phantasm edition of Fate Extella, which you should, why the fuck don't you have it? Unless I guess you play it on Switch, because it's not available. Whatever. You get these sweet servant cards, like Saint Graph cards. One of them is for Artoria. So I literally held Artoria's card in front of my phone, I waggled it back and forth, and I say, and you can probably hear me say this, "Come on, Mordred, you know you want to come out." What happened? She came out. Exactly as predicted. You want to summon Mordred? Get Artoria stuff. By the way, her summoning line is literally, "Yo, I'm Mordred. Is my dad here?" And I'm like, your dad who's Santa Claus and is also Alter is here. I don't think she's going to give you a present, but she's in the back somewhere. Don't worry, Mordred. I will summon you a Chichiue that you can yell about. So much yelling. Wait, I have that button.
So let's go on to... Actually, London's probably not going to take that long for us to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't write any notes on this specifically because, we like to free run it here,
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, we've been going for like 40 minutes total.
Oh, wow, jeez.
We had a lot to say. Listen, the stream was a lot of news, and then the maintenance.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But that's okay. We got plenty of time. We'll talk about London. London story chapter happened. If you don't want to hear anything to be spoiled, turn it off now. I could do time codes, but I'm not gonna. You guys don't pay me enough for that. But yeah.
Overall,
yeah.
Like I said, I've actually completed London. As I said, I got nothing to do while I'm working, and I'm sitting in a truck. So guess what? I play FGO.
Yeah. And I had how long did you work last? What was your last shift like?
Last night I put in let's see, worked to past 8, so I put in over almost 14 hours.
Yeah. So last night I talked to Lucky. Lucky went to work. I went to bed. I got up. Lucky was still at work when I got up in the morning and looked at the Discord. But so you see how he has a lot of free time. I unfortunately, literally the only reason why I haven't finished London, I'm right at the end. For those of you who have done it, since we're in full spoiler mode, I just beat Demon Pillar Barbatos and would have done Tesla, but I had to go out and do another thing before we recorded. But literally because of the length of the maintenance and then the worry about the bug before, I basically, excuse me, sorry, the pizza keeps coming back on me. I literally missed a day because of the bug risk and then the maintenance.
Yeah. As I said, me, I have plenty of free time, so I was able to smash through it. And overall, I enjoyed London. I did not enjoy it as much as I did Okeanos, though. With Okeanos, you definitely had Okeanos, you had the adventure feel. You're going things, shit's happening.
Yeah, Okeanos is a very RPG-esque story chapter.
Yeah, it is.
You're on a motherfucking adventure. You're after some fucking treasure. There's a boss.
Yeah. London, I think, was trying to be more of a mystery thriller type of kind of story,
which it does well.
It does well,
though the dynamic I don't think is as strong. With the way you play the game. The story and the gameplay don't necessarily mesh up as well. The aesthetic, though, I gotta say, fucking on point. You got that music backdrop. You've got the fog everywhere. Your map is literally just 1888 London. Just a super zoom on London.
Yeah, I really did like the backdrops. They were really well done in the 3D, the 3D imagery, how you actually feel like you can look down the streets.
Yeah, and then the actual background art when you're in the VN screens, it's all just foggy streets or Jekyll's apartment. It's got a great look to it. And the aesthetics of the new enemies are also on point. the Helter Skelters, who are basically
like,
just various miniature Babbages, your different homunculi, the Automatas.
The Assassin Dolls,
mm-hmm.
and and the spell books.
Yeah, spell books.
Which I thought were interesting enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Those were.
Yeah, they got a surprising amount of variety.
Yeah. There's I think there's actually 6 types of spell books.
Yeah, something like that. Go back to our last episode where we did the London pregame, and we spelled out all the different kinds of new enemies.
Yeah.
And what they drop, i.e., pages and gears.
Yeah,
I've actually gotten a couple gears playing story missions.
Yeah, me too.
It's neat.
I've
seen any pages for sure.
I've gotten a few.
Hey, pro tip: if you want a lot of fucking pages or claws or homunculus babies or whatever, do those master missions for the Mystic codes. I think those are guaranteed drops. I think they actually have
guaranteed drops because. Just be warned. I didn't want to mention this. Those are very AP heavy.
They're 40 a pop, and they're three sections.
3 apiece, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
literally a day's work for some people.
Yeah. No, I used apples. That was, in fact, that's another reason why I'm not done with London. I did all 3 of those right away, and that was there's all my AP. Hold on, I need to charge my phone up and spend an apple.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did Medea's interlude. Oh my god, guys.
Yeah, I've done I completed a Tamamo Cast.
Is it good?
Oh my god.
Is it Jason Land good?
To quote MASH, lobster slash. I'm just gonna
Okay. That's pretty good. But no, seriously, oh my god, I almost wish I'd been recording for it. It was first of all, Interlude Medea is full blown Carnival Phantasm Medea. She's built a fucking diorama in her room of magical dolls, and she's like, so there's a problem in my magic doll house, and we need you to go in, and you're like, okay, scary witch lady, and then she knocks you out and transports you into dolls, so you're inside her diorama, fighting naked Jason and Jason guards and Jason swordsmen. All the mobs are Jason, and they attack people, and it's like, Medea, are you alright? And she's not.
She might have a bit of a grudge.
And she's a little... She's very sensitive about her hobbies, let's just say. I try not to throw any shade, but it's hard.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's great. We mentioned that there's there are a shitload of new interludes. Several of which require you to beat the chapter, so I'm eagerly awaiting those. I want to do Hans got an interlude, and so on. Yeah, Medea needs hearts. I'm short 1 heart to get her to her final ascension, but hopefully soon. Also, guess what? You know what I need? Fucking rider statues. I got 2 of those, or 3, and I need 1 more to upgrade St. George. For those of you who don't know, if you visit our Discord, quite a few of our members swear by St. Georgios as a pretty cool guy.
What does Burn call him? Tank priest?
Yeah, I don't know. They call him a lot of things. He's pretty baller for a bronze. He's got an Arch Noble Phantasm, which deals damage to single target, so it's a pretty big hitter. He's got some good abilities. More importantly, if you rolled Siegfried, his Noble Phantasm special skill is to give the enemy the dragon trait. So you can totally chain those 2 together.
Our Discord channel is full of sweet strats. You should join.
Yeah, no, if you're not in our Discord channel already, and there are quite a few people in there who don't talk a lot, I assume they're just there for the sweet knowledge.
Mm-hmm. We're okay with that.
Yeah, it's fine. Listen, it literally says in the welcome channel, post as little or as much as you like.
But going back to London, London also has our first severe dunking on Maryland, that weirdo.
Yeah, Mordred is all in, full savage. I also say that the way it's phrased totally supports my fan-made Nimue servant. We'll probably hit on that in a bonus episode time, but they're I heard he got imprisoned in a tower on the other side of the world because of women troubles, and I'm like, yes! It supports a thing I wrote.
Oh, yeah, but,
Also, London, immediately starts with subtle foreshadowing about Sherlock Holmes. I think...
you
Dr.
think London,
Roman?
you obviously think Holmes kind of hand in hand.
Yeah, but I think... Was it Dr. Roman who was like, hey, give me an autograph of Sherlock Holmes, and Mash is like, Roman, you crazy! Sherlock Holmes is fictional! And then, boom, you immediately bump into Dr. Jekyll.
And Mash is just like,
And then he's like, yes, you must visit my friend, Dr. Frankenstein. And Mash is like, what?
Yeah.
Also, the the duo of authors, fucking Hans and Billy Shakes.
Like, honestly, like, I love, like, believe it or not, I love their what's the word I want to think of? Their synergy together.
Yeah, they're
because they're both author. Yeah, it's like, it's a great author gimmick. Because
they're also completely different, because Hans is super fucking lazy, because Hans Christian Andersen didn't actually write a lot. Shakespeare, though, he's like a fuck ton. He's like,
and he's also at the same time super like negative and stuck up. And Billy Shakes is just like he is an extrovert to the extreme.
He is excited to be here. He's theater people. He's like, literally theater people, and he's like, "Yes, brave heroes, lo did you fight? Let me quote my own works at you, like you don't fucking know Shakespeare." Alas, one side has the challenge of knowledge, the other has the challenge of strength. And Mordred's like, oh my god, why won't these guys shut up?
And heaven forbid you go into their room while they're working. It's... apparently the only person who could stand it for periods of time was Fran.
Yeah, and Fran has... I don't know if she has literal madness enhancement, but, you know, Fran's an artificial human who doesn't speak so good. So I don't think they try to talk to her.
I think it's great because, like, everyone can, like the servants can, like, sort of understand her.
Yeah,
but,
Mash
like...
and Mordred can follow her, and you can too a little, but you're a really good master, so obviously, naturally, you understand Fran. And even then, there are a couple of times where they're like...
She's good
where you're like, I'm sorry, what? And then Mash is like, no, she said this, and I'm like, okay, I don't know how you got that from...
I also find it hilarious that
bracket,
Fran, like,
open bracket, cute Fran noises, close bracket.
Yeah. We cannot do them justice. But
I mean, she's in Apocrypha. Just go watch Apocrypha. You know what we mean. She just makes pouty and growly noises.
But like in several of the steams, you only see half of Fran because she's like trying to get in the conversation but can't, and you're just like half not.
Fran, honey, like, speaking of like something,
like just say it. Which was like something that Mordred kept saying, and is like became kind of a theme. Is like, if you have something to say it.
Mordred's great in this.
Like honestly, like I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not even gonna say this like to chill Mordred, but Mordred was great in this chapter. Like I feel like this focus was really like strong on her and like her ideals and how she acts and how that interacts with the world around her. Because like most of the time she just straight up says like, no, I'm just an evil person here. Like the only reason I'm doing this is because the only person who gets to trample London is me.
The only person who can destroy Father's things is I, Mordred, Knight of Treachery.
Yeah, and she like completely plays up like being the bad guy, but at the same time you're like, no, you're not the bad guy, Mordred. Like,
and she's like, yes, an enemy. I wish to fight them. But at the same time, she's like, ah, shit, I can't use my noble phantasm to just obliterate these enemies because we're in a population center. And you're like, Mordred, are you sure you're evil?
It's like, yes.
I am villain, Knight of Treachery. The Knight of Rebellion.
But like...
Okay, Mordred, that's nice
and
to hear.
There's like and Mordred does like a lot of foreshadowing with Mash. Like...
I mean, she's not subtle. She knows what heroic spirit Mash is.
Yeah,
like, she knows. She doesn't tell her,
but she knows.
Because I think that would ruin the point. Because one thing she explicitly says is like, Mash didn't give a fuck about what. It doesn't matter what heroic spirit you quote unquote are. You're a servant. Just do your fucking job, and your master will make sure you do your fucking job. So it's all their fault anyway. Just you be.
And then you get plus 20 levels to add to Mash. Good times.
That's so great. It's a shame I don't have enough EXP to give her to feed her. Because she really needs those fucking levels. But it's so good, she can go all the way to 60. It was only 50 in Japan, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it started at 50. I think they spread that out more. We go all the way to 60. That's great.
That is great.
That's way more competitive.
Yeah, so, like honestly, like, I feel this chapter was a lot more about Mash's character development.
She also unlocks Mash's third skill, which is great. NP gain up, target focus up. It's not a full-blown taunt, but it's definitely aggro draw.
It gets that tanky going on.
Mm-hmm. Now she just needs those levels to get more HP.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I've actually been using her in a front row a lot. But I've been using MASH with the Necromancy CE. That procs more often than you think. That's, by the way, you get... When you die, there's a coin flip or a dice roll that you will get 500 HP guts.
Wow.
And just keep ticking. And it can happen multiple times in a row. Like, it's not one and done. I've had it go as high as 3 in a row.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's a great fucking CE. It's the best one out of the bunch, I think. I mean, I don't even remember what the fuck 500-year grudge does. I'm just like, no. Into my second archive with you.
I just don't like the art. Like, I'm a man of form and function. It has to look pretty at the same time. If it doesn't, I'm kind of just about it.
Yeah, I'm like, no. No, Zoken. Get the fuck away from me. Get away from me. You go in my second archive with the seasonal CEs. Shoo.
I like. And we were talking a little bit about him, but honestly, I really like Hans in this chapter 2 because he was literally the exposition machine.
Yes, he's and he's not nice about it either. He's like, use your fucking brain. Like, you can imagine he's almost like trying to hit you with that giant book of his. Yep. Also, I will say though, for all that, as much as Mordred likes to pretend she's being a bad person, she's surprisingly sweet with Fran, her fellow artificial human. I can totally see why some people think that Moex Fran is a thing.
Yeah.
Also, more importantly, just imagine their team up, because Fran is powered by lightning, and Mordred shoots lightning. So if you just stick Clarent in the bridal chest, you get, like, a super team of attack.
It's kind of awesome.
Anyway. Yeah.
Is that everything we got for London right now?
We can go into, like, deep dive into the story and stuff, but it's just... It's good. It's a relevant story.
We do that.
It's a much more directly relevant story. But yeah, I think we can leave that until the next episode because especially
when more people have a chance
to
complete it.
Yeah, especially if you've been hit by the bug, your account has been down quite a while. So I don't know if everybody's actually burned through and completed it yet. But we'll probably talk about that more. We'll talk about like the free quests and stuff, like what those are like. Maybe some more interludes and stuff going forward. So now let's move into your next baby. And we'll punch through the New Year's really quick.
Yeah. So, as I said, with New Year coming up, as I said, that's the perfect time for an event. And, of course, we're probably having one on this side. But most likely, it'll be mimicking Japan's 2016 New Year's with maybe just a few changes. But in preparation of that, I just wrote down a few things we can expect. So, through January 1st and through, there will be login bonuses, including summon tickets, quartz, attack up cards, and 4-star EXP cards, the Blazes of Wisdom. Originally in Japan, you received 16 of the quartz and cards, but, that's probably the play on 2016, so maybe for 2018, we'll get 18 instead.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, me too. There was also a couple of New Year lucky grab bags with more goodies. Those will probably cost mana prisms, but they had things like summon tickets, friend points, and ascension materials. So you said look forward to that. It'd probably be like what they have for Thanksgiving, where you get like a few of each. But there will be 2 things where people are most probably excited for. Will be the New Year's paid gacha. It would work just like as the Thanksgiving did, but with the inclusion of Mac and oh my god, I can't believe I just said that.
You got to stop running those together. You did that earlier with like future and current. Mordred and Jack will be added probably.
Who were not out at the time.
Yeah.
Some people were worried that this will not happen due to the fact that they already used this earlier with Thanksgiving, but as I think that it's a perfect opportunity to just keep rolling with it.
I gotta say, I'm not, honestly, since I rolled Mordred like right away, I'm not that hype about it, honestly. Like, another SSR is cool, especially because they're good, and I would complete my maximum salty quest if I could assemble Talamo before you did.
Oh my god.
But like I said, I'm not too fussed about it.
Well, I am fussed about it because I need me some Tamino and I want me some Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you got a decent chance on those.
Yeah. But like, moving on.
I could do with Okita, but I went from like no gold sabers except the free one to I have 2 SSR gold sabers I can't feed already. It's like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah, feel my pain.
It's a good pain. I got Mordred and Altera. It's good civilization.
So good. But Speaking of more 5-stars, they're going to be a trial quest for New Boy's 5-star Lancer Karna and 5-star Archer Arjuna. And those trial quests will result in even more summon tickets.
Yay, which you can spend on those guys!
Yep, because, of course, there's going to be a rate-up banner to start off the new year with limited servants being available on certain days. It runs for a week, and I'll just give you a quick rundown here. January 1st will be Gilgamesh. January 2nd will be Kentucky. January 3rd will be Karna. 4th will be Arjuna. 5th will be Skahak. 6th will be Karna and Arjuna. And 7th will be all of the above.
So this is very similar to what they did at Thanksgiving, but obviously with the addition of 2 more 5-stars. If I was going to roll on something, apart from the fact that I don't know when they're going to actually do the London Part 2 banner, and so I need to roll for Baba Artoria Altar, I would be rolling for Karna. Especially playing Extella and watching Apocrypha, I really like Karna. I'm so glad that eventually, much like Tomo and Jack, he is eventually not a limited servant. But even then, I might still want to take a pass at his first limited run, because he's really cool. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, like I really wasn't that sold on him until like these last few episodes of Apocrypha, and I'm like, this guy, he a good person, he a good boy.
He's the hero of charity. Also, he is a fucking god tier servant. We're talking like the Gilgamesh of Apocrypha. Yeah. Oh my god, the animation is so good.
Yeah, it's like go get your caster, cast some witchcraft, and go watch it. It's great.
Just fucking watch Apocrypha. All right, we still got some time left in the episode. That didn't take too long.
All right, awesome.
So let's move into our next one. This is relevant because we've been talking about stuff like grailing lately and leveling. So let's actually talk about how the growth curve works, aka when does it matter for me to actually level a servant. So this is pretty important because, in case you didn't know, servants have growth curves. Their stats don't necessarily all grow in the same way. There are 5 types of curves which show how a servant's stats grow over time. This is usually like on a whole, seen from like level 1 to their max ascension, not necessarily like level by level basis. And you can check what a servant's growth curve is on the wiki. So the 5 types are, they have linear, this is straight line growth. The servant improves the same amount each time. Their stats just go up at an angle like a straight line. Then there's the S curve. This servant has low gains at the start and at the end, but sharp growth in the middle. And then the reverse S is the servant has high growth at the low and high levels, but moderate growth at middle levels. So their stats improve. A reverse S stats would improve very sharply in level like 10 or 20, and then fall off for a little bit, and then as they get closer to their max ascension, they start to peak again. S is the reverse of that. Then there's the semi-S, which is like an S, but it's less pronounced. They have better growth at the high and low levels, but less growth at mid, so it's more flat, but it's still vaguely S-shaped. And then semi-reverse S, which is basically the reverse S, but less pronounced again. Better moderate growth, less low and high growth. It's pretty simple. Just, double check what your servant's growth curve is. That's important. If you have like a linear curve or reverse S, then Grail growth is very important. If you've got like an S or a semi-S, then the Grail levels, they probably won't matter too much as far as like adding stats go. But obviously we promote Grailing for love.
Yep. So this was just something that happened last night, and I just found it amusing enough to mention. But apparently I have a stripper who shills us at her workplace. I mentioned this on the Discord, and the only reaction was, what? So my room... Yeah, I'm going. Don't worry. So my roommate best friend is a stripper who works, of course, at a strip club. And apparently she had a customer last night who was apparently really into Fate. And, her being a good person, she was like, oh, here, let me tell you about this podcast my roommate does. And he seemed actually really interested in it. So if you're that guy who was hanging out with Fox over at Sinrock and Renton, it's like, I know, bro. I know. And welcome.
Yeah, okay. That's where we are in our marketing. Yeah.
Hey, man. We got to get the word out somehow, and if that's strippers, I'm for it. Who else can say that they use strippers to market?
Strip clubs can say that. And ladies and gentlemen, always remember, please tip your waitress and also tip your stripper.
Yeah.
It's very important. Listen, just in America, tip. It's nice. It's polite. And don't give me any of that, we give them living wage. Like, it's a nice thing to do. Like, yes, it really helps them out financially, and maybe that's not necessarily why we should be doing it, but I think it's nice if you run into somebody doing you a service, you, like, give them gratuity. That just is an Americanism. It's not always about a weird class thing. Alright, we're at over an hour. I kind of wanted to hit one of our putting on the exposition glasses. What do you think? Should we cover what attributes are?
Nah, let's save that for next week because it is something that comes up in the story chapter, like with the earlier and in the later. So it'd be good for that. But yeah, let's definitely put a pin in that.
All right. So if you don't know what's up with a servant's attributes and what those mean, we'll get to you. We'll also get to skills and stuff sometime. Because eventually. We actually remember the difference between independent action and writing now. Or I do, anyway. So, you insisted on this as our meme of the week, so let's do that as we begin our
God. I really didn't insist. I just put it there because I thought it was funny. But as everyone has realized, Lucky does not half-ass things. He full-asses them.
Wait, hold on. Let's see.
Did you find one?
Yeah.
You did.
Yep. Guess what? That was in the notes. Find donkey sound effect.
Yeah, it was. That's why I was waiting for it.
Yeah, it happened.
But but that's one of those things. Like one of those things I notice is like my make or break. It's like I fully commit to something, and for better or worse, mostly worse.
Well, I mean, you can't say getting all the CEs was necessarily the worst.
It's not Fran.
It's no Fran, but Necromancy's really good. Flak Tower is okay. It's the really budget Prismacosmos.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we're rounding out our show now. We're coming towards the end. It's time for our master feedback. It's been a while since I think we asked for master feedback directly. But while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and we'll ask you, the listeners, what your thoughts and feelings are on London as the story chapter. We talked a little about our responses. Why don't you share yours?
Yeah. Did you roll the servant you want from the banner? Did you lose your CEs? Like, tell us what happened.
Yeah, we want to know. We love your comments. So this is also another funny
we got
point.
a couple.
Yeah, a couple bullet points in merch future.
Yeah, because we thought of some things like everyone knows those gym shirts that wear. They usually like rep their gym. I want one of them, but it says Taiga Dojo with "It's real." Probably has to have a tiger in the background with a crosspair of Shinai, established 2004. I go to the gym in that. We're starting the new year soon. Everyone goes to the gym.
Yeah, I don't know if we can do that. But if it's out there, son of a bitch, I'll buy one. I'll wear Taiga Dojo shirt.
Actually, I should probably look into like licensing and stuff because I know there's a bunch of people who do like licensed content for their shirts and just throw it up on like independent T-shirt stores.
Mm. Also, I really want to know: is there already a Taiga Dojo shirt? It's entirely possible. It's been since 2004. I know
Sensei will help me with that question later.
I know that there are Arts Buster and Quick shirts, and we could really use some of those.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing in Merch Future is we have a quote-unquote official Cardcast deck. If you don't know Google Cardcast, it's basically Cards Against Humanity, but it's a like open source thing on Google. You can do it on like Chromecast or whatever on your TV. I took some time and took some suggestions from some people and built out a deck. It's pretty solid size. Got over 100 of each kind of card. The code is JTR8R, so go ahead and try it out if you want. You can do it either through like the Cardcast app, like on your TV. You can do it through the online clone of Cards Against Humanity, pretend you're Zizzy. Stuff like that. At some point, we will probably stream it, because one, I love Cards Against Humanity, and I know Lucky loves Cards Against Humanity. And
yeah, we do.
Friends
we just usually need more people to play besides us.
Yeah, you need more than two. So we'll probably definitely do that, like, with the community, and we'll probably try and stream it or record it. Not 100% sure on how we'll pull that off yet, but we'll figure it out. I mean, if nothing else, we can do what I do now, and I can record the Discord voice channel. Because we have a voice channel in our official Discord. Nobody uses it, but we have it.
Oh, that's because we never in it for any reason.
Yeah. And in future, we might do like a giveaway for the physical thing, because that's another thing Cardcast does. You can physically order a copy of the cards for like, right now it's like $35 plus $5 shipping. And that all goes to charity. We don't get any of that, like, if you're thinking about it. That's just a charitable thing that exists. But, so we might get some physical copies in the future if we, we do some good on this. This thing in the future, and we can do that as like a giveaway prize or something. You play physically with your friends. Proper.
You can have combinations like nothing. It's a lucky hype, like a windmill full of corpses.
Yeah, that's if you have core Cards Against Humanity, and also just if you play with just the deck, which you could easily do because it is currently 108 black cards and 160 white cards. You can get what's a good one? I think it was like where was it? I'm trying to think what my white card was. Oh yeah, a black card is we can't pronounce blank, and then one of the white cards is our inability to pronounce names.
So we can't pronounce our inability to pronounce names. That get a point from me.
By order of this command seal, I order you to destroy command seals or other fun stuff. I've put in lots of quotes in there, various jokes, both from our show and from actual FGO. And, a couple of members of our Discord names show up in there. Our names are in there. You never know. You could make the card combination Omega Lily. Raid Up is a Carnival Phantasm too. Various other things. Intern Kun is in there. All your best favorites: Saber Giles, Mama Raiko, Saberface, Black Keys, Tomacat,
Shitty Priest,
Janu, Jason, that asshole, the Dick Wizard Merlin, yeah, Mordred, grilling a 1-star to level 100. One of my personal favorite white cards, FGO-NA, linking you to the
I don't think
Suicide
anyone
Prevention
actually
Hotline.
understands Mordred, now that I mention it.
Well, I mean, if they're FGO fans, they should understand Mordred.
Well, like, I only understood Mordred because I saw the, because you linked the, height and weight chart for all servants.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
It's hilarious because it literally translates, from Japanese to English, and so you get some really weird ones. Like specifically, Mordred was just translated to Mode Red, and I lost my shit at that.
Yeah, that's been a long-running joke, I think, especially in the FGO community, but in general, because that is literally how if you write her name in Japanese, that's literally how it is pronounced, Modored. So, yeah, that's funny. But we've been, since Lucky was clued into that, we've been joking a little bit about Mode back and forth.
Yeah.
And I said it at the top of the show, that I'm Mode Red.
Yeah.
But, there's that. Yeah. So, the Cardcast thing is real as anything on the internet. It's fun. We'll definitely do some stuff with it. And don't worry, we haven't forgot about our bonus content or our 100 subscriber special. As we're kind of rounding out the show, and we'll be doing another show next week. Don't you worry, even though we're going to record it on my birthday. That's right. The 29th, next Friday, is my birthday. That's when we record these shows. If you want to get me anything, guys, you don't have to. But if you feel like. But no. Yeah, don't worry. I'll have. Oh wait, shit! Happy birthday is copyrighted. I can't have the podcast sing me happy birthday. I'll have to come up with something else. Maybe like kazoo noises or something. Party blowers. But anyway, because next week is Christmas week, and the New Year's not that far after, don't necessarily expect a lot of content to come from us regularly. I know we do that pretty normally, but obviously it's a holiday week. Lots of people are taking a break off. I'll try and put out a couple of things, but we're mostly going to concentrate on our new content to return regularly in the new year. We'll have more news and updates, once we actually roll into 2018. Not just from FGO, but from us. We will, if we have not managed it, we will definitely try that by then, but we've had a busy week with some stuff, and then we're also going to have, kind of a bit of a big deal next week, too. So... Yep. We're humans. We have to do this stuff. You guys, I like to joke that you guys don't pay us enough to work full-time. That's not your fault, it's just a fact. That's just how it is. If you want to pay us enough to work on this full-time, well, we'll talk about that maybe next year. Since Patreon decided to unfuck itself.
Yeah.
But once again, that's a future plan that we will discuss at a later date. Speaking of later dates,
More
Lucky,
feasible.
what's next time on Let's Talk Fate Grand Order?
Well, we're gonna have New Year's. We're totally expecting the news to be out, so we'll be able to confirm or deny what just happened. Another thing, will Saber Wars be announced? It happened mid to late January in Japan, so we're definitely expecting an early January release here and in North America.
Yeah, and I think we've cleared out our notes a little, but I think we said that the original Japanese the event ended on the logins ended on the 3rd or something.
Yeah.
And then the London banner ends on the 4th. So there could easily be an announcement that either it starts on the 5th or it will be announced on the 5th and be next week.
Saber Wars.
And of course, because the month won't actually technically be over by the time we record our next show, did the animation updates actually happen yet? There'll be a few days left if they don't.
Sweet moves.
God, I hope so. I really want to, I've been using Medusa and Medea a lot because all the enemies... So many enemies in London are new, which means lots of casters and lots of assassins, so I have been using Medusa and Medea a lot. I'm really interested to see their new animations.
I honestly feel like I need to scale back on the use of my 4 and 5 stars and give my 3 stars some love.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It's fun to relax a little. The 3 stars are cool. I got a lot of that action with Christmas. But you know what I like to do is I also like to, clear nodes. So sometimes it's just well, there's going to be about 50 billion helter-skelters here. So, you know what my solution for that is? It's called, Unlimited Blade Works. So as he prays...
But I think that's all we got for tonight's show.
Yeah. That's the end of our show. We have run a little long, but obviously we had a lot of stuff to talk about that was relatively new. And we want you to get back to us on. But yeah, that's where we are. So it's time to do the usual ending rigmarole, the full deal. So if you like this video, please give it a like. We love seeing those likes. They entertain us. And considering our views, we have a pretty good actual like ratio. We usually get a few. We thank you for those. And of course, we asked for your feedback directly, so you can leave that feedback in the comment section down below the video. We'd love to see those comments. I don't always reply to every comment, because, it's a little boring to say, thanks to everybody coming at us for, great show, guys. But we see them. I usually give you a thumbs up or a little heart, so I saw.
Yep. We appreciate them.
Yeah, we appreciate them. And of course, if you want to get to us live, join in the conversation in our Discord. That'll also be in the description. And there are other ways, of course, that you can help us out. Those are also in the description. And of course, if you haven't already, if you like this video and want to see more, please subscribe to our channel. We have recently hit our 100 subscriber mark, and we're already over 110. We are past 10% our way to our 200 mark. We are steadily progressing along.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to grow. We love that, and we love all of you.
Yes, we do.
As friends. Seriously, guys.